Jennifer has a terrible migraine today. In fact, we were at the ER just last night / this morning, but it's been 2 days. These bees have got, those bees have got to get checked on. So this might be a bit of a bumpy ride for a video, just doing it one-manned, but let's give it a try. Okay, so you remember where we were. It looks like our first split here. We could probably go ahead and flip that entrance reducer around. Looks like they could use a little bit bigger of a hole, so we'll probably do that today. We're also going in there to see how the queen cells are looking, and also in that nuke. So I'm gonna get to work. Hey, so first thing I want to show you is this is the first split, and you can see if you look really hard down in the bottom of those cells, there are day-old eggs down in there. I know it's hard to see with the light, it's hard to capture light, but it's there. But Waldo, Queen Waldo, is winning again. Okay, so I really have no idea how to film this without being far away, but that hive, y'all, that hive is rocking and rolling. There is so many day-old eggs in there, it is ridiculous. So, you know, we keep saying Waldo, but that just doesn't sound right. I think we're gonna have to go with Carmen. I think we're gonna have to go with Carmen Sandiego. We're gonna start calling that queen Carmen, and the question is gonna be, where in the hive is Carmen Sandiego? Because that queen refuses to be seen, but lets me see all of her hard work. They are pumping out brand new comb on a bunch of different frames. Almost every cell has got an egg in it, or larva, or brood, depending on how you want to look at it, capped. And it's just rocking. So really the only thing for them to do is keep making more wax on the foundation so the queen can lay more eggs onto Big Daddy. Okay, here's that box, the third uppermost brood chamber. And you know, I took out the 2 queen cells that were here 2 days ago, but look at that. Be darned if that doesn't look like some kind of queen cell. That will have to come out manually. Now I'm going to tip over this box and see what happened with the queen that should have been that was emerging the other day. Well, I mean, you can't mistake that, can you? Here, let me clean it off a little bit. Okay, so this is where we were watching the emerging happening the other day, and now you can see this one's gone as well, and it doesn't look like they've taken that one out, but it's pretty deformed looking. I wonder if she didn't even live inside of there. So now the question is, do you try to find the queen and prove there's a queen before you get totally rid of them, or what do you do? I'm going to go ahead and tip this one. We've never tipped that one recently because we were so focused on that. Okay, so folks, this is what I don't get. I mean, it's supposed to be pretty cut and dry. You know, if you read the textbook, the queen hatches, the queen kills all the other queens. And yet, look, I've got another swarm cell going right there. I mean, is it not true that what I have to do is get rid of that? I mean, look at that big drone. That's a big drone. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I know a queen was hatching. So I guess I just start going frame by frame and see what I'm going to do about these queen cells. Kind of interesting to see, because if you can tell from all these white looking frames, these are the ones we took out that we put into this split. So it'll be interesting to see what's been built out. It looks like we're getting some comb being built down in there, but it's not as impressive as I was hoping it was going to be for the amount of activity that this hive shows. Look at this ridiculousness. Look at all of the supersedure cells they're trying to form here. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm convinced this is why we lost our hive last year, is because of stuff like this. The queen does not go around and kill everything in time, and you get all these cells, and it's just going to swarm, swarm, swarm. On this one frame alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 supersedure cells just right here. That is crazy. What am I going to do? I'm going to put a hive tool through all 11. And as if 11 on one side of the frame wasn't enough, we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side of the frame. I mean, come on, bees. What are you doing? Boy, let me tell you what, if you ever want to see your normally docile beehive get really mad at you, come home from work only an hour before sunset and start working the hive to the point where you're taking out over about almost 2 dozen swarm and supersedure cells, because you know a queen has emerged and you know that queen has killed off at least a couple queens. Holy cow, they were not happy with me. So I've got that all buttoned back up, and for the record, my first real bee sting as an adult. I was stung once as a child, so I knew I wasn't allergic, or at least once that I can remember stung as a child. But this one just got me right there. You probably can't even see it. I can't even see it in the picture, but right there between the gloves and the short sleeve shirt. I'm never going to be able to get my wife to wear one of these Alexander veils, but man, is it cooler. So now basically I'm just going to lift up the nuke and see whether or not the queens there have emerged. This is a bit more doable to bring you along with, so let's check it out. Oh my goodness, we've already sealed this up. Oh my, or is it just that heavy? Well, let me back it up a bit. It's just that heavy. I don't see queen cells. Oh, there's one. There's one. So where's the other? Let me grab my spoke, see if I can find it. Okay, so here we are. And now we can see them both. So we still have 2 here. And it looks like we're trying to make an emergency thing here. I'm going to get rid of that for fun. So no queens in the nuke yet, but all the nurse bees have stayed. Well, I would tell you that that's the most fun I've ever had in the bees, but I've made a promise not to lie to you guys. And after all, I got stung for the first time, really. I got stung once before, now that I think about it, in my shoulder when I was wearing the full bee jacket. That didn't really count. That was almost like getting a little nudge on the shoulder. I didn't go in. This sucker is stuck, and that burned for a few seconds, so yay! Well, anyway, so here's where we are. This hive, the first split, is rocking it. We've got eggs all over the place, even though Carmen Sandiego is still hiding from us. In the mother hive, we know that there was a queen that emerged. We saw that on the last video starting to happen, and there were several cells next to where she emerged that had been torn open and empty, and even a couple of supersedure cells next to her that were torn open and empty. However, throughout the entire hive, there were over 2 dozen supersedure and swarm cells that I have decided to get rid of because I do not want them to swarm. And then over here in the nuke, where we put a couple of the swarm cells from this original hive to see if we could go ahead and get that nuke developed. And, you know, it's kind of like a twofold thing. That queen cell just looks so darn textbook that I didn't want to get rid of it. But also, in case something did go wrong over here, like say, for example, maybe I left that one virgin queen and she got ate by a bird or something just ridiculous like that, then hey, you know what? I've got this little nuke I can incorporate back into this hive and not lose the whole hive. So it's a bit of a rescue thing as well. But those have not yet hatched, or emerged, rather. I keep saying hatched. Now, the 2 weeks ago, I'm going to say 2 weeks, it was more like, what, 9 days ago, we were in here, and those queen cells, we did not see them. But then, when we went in there 2 days ago, they obviously were there, and they were capped. So, within the next 6 days, those queen cells should hatch. So I bet if we came out here Saturday, we're going to find that's been dealt with. So anyway, that's where the apiary stands, and man, this might be a good idea later in the summer when the sun stays up till 9 o'clock at night, and I would still have sun on me right now, but as you can tell, the sun is setting and the pine trees are blocking the sun. And so it's already shade in the apiary, and that really made these girls mad. I mean, they probably have a virgin queen in there, and I'm going through killing off queen cells and just being real invasive. Went into every single frame looking for supersedure cells, all that kind of stuff. But what I can say also is we got a lot of comb being built on all of these hives. Well, I don't know about the nuke, but on these two hives, a lot of comb being built. I got a good bit of honey in this top box. Might even be able to harvest a couple frames out of that this weekend. And I think this hive is going to turn into something special. So there we are. Thanks so much to our Patreons who support everything here at J&J Acres by supporting our videos over at patreon.com. And thanks to all of you for watching the video. There are a million ways to keep bees. And the one thing I'm puzzling myself over is, how does somebody with even 10 hives do this? I mean, there's no way that somebody with a day job is coming home and managing 10 hives that, you know, that even if one of them just has 24 swarm cells that all need to be managed, there's no way they're doing it. I don't understand that. I don't know if people are letting them swarm and not managing them to the level that I'm trying to because we lost our hive last year due to excessive swarming, or what. I just don't know. Do people with that many hives not care if they swarm like crazy because nature will eventually correct itself and the hive will live on and they'll still get honey? Or what? I mean, I just don't understand how somebody manages more than that. And to think about the fact that there's people out there with 250, 500, 1,000, or 10,000 hives, it boggles my mind. So if you've got something to say about that, is it less management and just harvesting? Is it what? I don't know. Let me know how in the world people manage more hives than just a backyard apiary. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.